You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
Well, folks, welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. Yes, indeed. It's pre-Zero Dark 30. I tell you, folks, SHTF, lies, and the silencing of the lambs. Who does the lying, folks? Those who have something to gain from it. And who does the suffering? Who is silenced? That's right, the lambs, the people. The innocents. Well, let's start with this real simple, shall we? We've been told lie after lie after lie, and then more lies by government about what is Ukraine. What is Ukraine? I'm not going to tell you what Ukraine is. You think about it. Is Ukraine worth the United States of America fighting for and fighting over? If the answer is no, what the hell are we doing there? If the answer is yes, Ukraine is worth fighting for, why doesn't America understand it? The people. What is there worth stealing, fighting, killing, and lying about? Does America know? Do the people know? I don't know. Right? I know what I know because I've done my research. What have you done for research? Right? Just the mainstream media, or have you looked around a little bit? That's right. Looked around a little bit and said, yeah, there's more to this than meets the eye. Well, here we are, folks. Why is America there? Who benefits? Does the United States government benefit? Do the people benefit from helping them? Are we stopping the expansion of Russian imperialism? Or is something else going on? Well, I think that if you've got half a brain and even just a little bit of information, you can come to some conclusions that Ukraine has been a bucket load of lies. I don't know, kind of like the entire Biden administration, the Democrat Party, the Rhino Republicans like Mitt Romney, who is now saying, get this, we need to stop investigating Hunter Biden. SHTF lies, like, I don't know, it's a good idea to leave the southern border wide open. And this crock of shit, it's called COVID, cerveza bug, and the Jim Jones juice. SHTF lies. Now, where there's a lie, especially one that provides, well, power, wealth, when those are available, folks, oh yeah, that means there's going to be sacrificial lambs. The silencing of those lambs. Yeah, not just a cool title for a movie, right? The silencing of the lambs. Who are the lambs? Well, the lambs are those who are innocent, who don't understand, who don't benefit in any way. Right? Those are who the lambs are. The lambs are the little people. That's who they are. And they are silent in this. Nothing you or I want is going to change what's happening in Ukraine. And inside Ukraine is where not only is innocence sacrificed, but the lives of others. Over the weekend, Russia, in an effort to knock the piss out of Ukraine's military leadership, which has failed to come to terms of peace. Ukraine's leadership, who have decided to sacrifice their own people to war. Oh yeah. Well, Russia said, okay then, if war is what you want, then war is what you're going to get more of. And so they're not just attacking, folks, the military, because Ukraine has decided it's going to, along with its allies and paymasters, bomb inside of Russia. That's right. The war isn't just to be fought in Ukraine. The leaders of the West, NATO and the U.S., Pentagon, have decided they're going to make the Russian people pay. And so they've attempted to bomb inside Russia. Well, that hasn't sat too well with the Russians, who are now bombing the entire country for weeks and weeks now. Remember the bridge bombing in Russia? The fuel depot bombing in Russia? The attack on the Russian Navy? Yeah, there's consequences, folks. Now, Russia has bombed the ever-loving shit out of Odessa. What is Odessa? Well, Odessa is Ukraine's other operating seaport. They lost one major seaport. They lost one major seaport to the Russian military on the eastern side, over by the Crimean Peninsula. And, well, that was lost to Russian troops and the war effort. Of course, you know, Ukraine government under Zelensky put mines in the water. That's right, explosives to blow up civilian ships carrying food to the world. Well, Russia left Odessa alone. That's over on the western area of the Black Sea. Well, Ukraine couldn't leave it alone. They said, hey, we've got more lies for you, world. And we're going to silence our lands. We're going to sacrifice more of our people and their lives in order to satisfy those who want war, who benefit from war, who get the power, money, and wealth, while the people pay for it with their own wealth and their own lives. That's right, folks. People right now are freezing to death in Ukraine. And now Odessa has almost no power, no electricity. Over the weekend, Russia said, hey, we're coming after you. And they started bombing the shit using drones and other technology. Drones and other technology to bomb the pudding, to bomb them back into the Stone Ages in Odessa. It's very sad, folks. There's nothing funny about any of this. Shit has hit the fan. People are suffering. It is coming close to the official winter. It's been cold for a couple of months there. And this, folks, is what the rich, the wealthy, the World Economic Forum, global billionaires, and the power-rich or power-hungry, and now power-rich politicians have given to the people of Ukraine. They gave them a war they didn't want. That's correct. They gave them a war they didn't want, and they're going to make them pay for it. So we've cataloged this. Read the newspaper headlines, folks. Don't read the whys. Look at just who is suffering and paying for it. And you can ask why and who caused all this and for what reason. You can ask that later. The question I'm going to ask you now is, how long would it take this to happen in America? How long? How long? Would it take a week, a month to bring America under submission? Right. Well, we saw North Carolina not suffer under Russian bombing, folks. It didn't suffer under Russian bombing. What did it suffer under? Several so-called regular men. What did they do? They took rifles and shot power transformers. Took down substations, which took down local power grids, which took down larger network grids, and took a lot of North Carolina offline, powerless, moneyless, right? Because money couldn't buy anything, folks. America doesn't have infrastructure, repair, equipment just laying around. This is where we're at in the world. America can be brought down to this level very, very quickly. And it's the same story. It's had some different players, some different names, but the objectives are always the same, right? To lie to the people about why things are happening so that the rich and the powerful can benefit. The rich get richer, the powerful get more power, and we the people have less power. And in the case of electricity, no power at all. And then the people suffer, they're silenced. Only in America, we're not just silenced because there's no power, we're silenced because we're censored. The truth isn't coming out. The mainstream media is not the media. It is a lie factory. That's what they manufacture. That's what they create, is lies and bullshit and hysteria, and then more lies, which never benefit the people. Right? People need what? Peace and prosperity. Truth and justice. That is what empowers the people. You take that away from us. You take away our peace and prosperity and give us lies. Oh, that's SHDF. Are you prepared? Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense in your plan. I sure hope you are prepared, folks, in this season. Semper Fi, Godspeed. Join me today. Join me today for the monologue and the live Q&A on the preparedmind.club and subscribestar.com.